Courses in the cement industry. Present to you. In this series of courses, we will cover everything about main process line equipment for cement. Type of crusher. This course will explain jaw crusher and hammer crusher. Course 1. What is cement? A powder of alumina, silica, limestone, iron oxide, and magnesium oxide burned together in a kiln, and finally pulverized and used as an ingredient of mortar and concrete. The adhesive or glue that holds concrete together. Concrete. A hard, strong building material, made by mixing a cementing material, as Portland cement, and a mineral aggregate, as sand and gravel, with sufficient water, to cause the cement to set, and bind the entire mass. Raw material grinding. Divided into two types. A. Basic raw materials. 1. Limestone. 2. Clay. 3. Shale. B. Corrective materials. 1. Sand. 2. Iron ore. Mechanical reduction methods. 1. Impact. Refers to the sharp, instantaneous impingement of one moving object against another. 2. Attrition. A term applied to the reduction of materials by scrubbing it between two hard surfaces. 3. Compression. As the name implies, crushing by compression is done between two surfaces. 4. Shear. This consists of cleaving action rather than the rubbing action. Types of crushers. Crusher. Divided into two type. 1. Impact. 2. Compression. Impact crushers, divided into 1. Impact crusher. 2. Hammer crusher. Compression crushers, divided into 1. Roller crusher. 2. Gyratory or cone crusher. 3. Jaw crusher. Impact crusher, hammer crusher, and roller crusher. Continuously working machines. Gyratory crusher, and jaw crusher. Intermittently working machines. Types of crushers. In this slide, we see together pictures showing the types of crushers. Jaw crusher. Impact crusher. Rotary crusher. Roller crusher. Hammer crusher. Gyratory or cone crusher. Jaw crusher. In this slide, we see together pictures showing jaw crusher. Jaw crusher are used for the primary reduction of very hard and abrasive admixtures for cement manufacture. Jaw crusher. Divided into two types. 1. Double toggle jaw crusher. The reciprocating motion of the crushing jaw of the double toggle, or black type. This type is especially suitable for crushing very hard material fed in coarse lumps. 2. Single toggle jaw crusher. In the single toggle jaw crusher, the jaw moves not only backwards and forwards but also up and down. Crushers of this type are more suitable for the reduction of hard to medium hard material fed in smaller lumps. Difference between double and single toggle jaw crusher. The main difference between double and single toggle jaw crusher is the location of the eccentric shaft. In double toggle machines, the eccentric shaft is located behind the swing jaw, and the swing jaw is pivoted separately from another shaft. On the other hand, the swing jaw of single toggle jaw crusher is pivoted directly on the eccentric shaft. This helps the single toggle crusher achieve a more aggressive crushing stroke, and hence the apparent popularity. Jaw crusher. The jaw crusher works intermittently. The stone is crushed by the swing of fixed jaw and moving jaw. Some time ago, a friend left a message to inquire about Jain pendulum jawbone. In fact, it is rarely used now. It is mainly compound pendulum jawbone. Application of jaw crusher. It is suitable for a wide range of materials, both soft and hard, especially for coarse and medium crushing of hard stones. Advantages of jaw crusher. Simple structure, reliable operation, lightweight, low price, small overall size, low configuration height, large size of feed inlet, easy adjustment of discharge opening, simple maintenance and economic operation cost. Disadvantages of jaw crusher. The lining plate is easy to wear, and the content of needle and flake in the product is high. So, it is generally necessary to configure feeding equipment. Jaw crusher highlights. Function. Compressive action. Action. Intermittent. Reduction ratio. 6:1, or 8:1. Capacity. Low capacity, approximately 300 ton per hour. Application. Primary crusher for very hard abrasive materials, of low moisture content. Single toggle crusher is better, for inclusion of stick materials but higher wear than the double toggle. Jaw crusher components. 1. Flywheel. 2. Eccentric shaft and bearing. 3. Toggle. 4. Moving jaw. 5. Fixed jaw. 6. Pivoting shaft. How jaw crushers work. A jaw crusher uses compressive force for breaking ore pieces. Compressive force is applied by two jaws, dies. One of the crusher jaws is stationary fixed jaw, whilst the other is moving swing jaw. Material is fed into the top feed opening gape, and gradually moves downwards towards the lower discharge outlet. As the materials passes towards the outlet, it is crushed between the stationary and moving jaws. The V-shaped area between the two jaws is referred to as the crushing chamber, because the space between the two jaws becomes narrower towards the discharge outlet. The material size is progressively reduced. The gap between the jaws at the discharge outlet dictates the material output size. A typical jaw crusher will have a crushing ratio of between 6:1 or 8:1. The feed material size is reduced by a factor of 6 or 8. Come on, see together in this video. Simulation and analysis of jaw crusher process. Hammer crusher. The hammer crusher is the most widely used machine for the primary reduction of the cement industry. The main feature is the rotor, which carries a series of pivoted hammers. When the rotor is running, the centrifugal forces cause the hammers to point radially outwards. Hammer crusher can be divided into single rotor hammer crusher and double rotor hammer crusher. Single rotor hammer crusher can be divided into two types, reversible and irreversible. According to hammer rows, it can be divided into single row and multiple row. Double rotor hammer crusher is driven by the motor through the pulley or gear shaft opposite two rollers rotate, or were driven by two motors rotate two rollers. Double roll crusher with material by weight, and the friction between the roll surface into the crusher, and discharge within the broken crusher hammer classification. Primary hammer crusher often require manganese steel hammers, due to severe impact resistance requirements, manganese steel. It is divided into several different materials. 1. Forging hammer. Forging hammer mainly used in crushing pebbles, coal gang, limestone. Forging crusher hammer, good impact resistance, toughness, wear resistance, and not easy to break. 2. Manganese hammer. High manganese steel wear resistant hammer, reliable quality, wear resistance 3 times more than traditional material crusher hammer. 3. Chrome hammer. High chrome hammer hardness is excellent, is a high quality wear resistant materials in the crusher support hammer, and impact crusher has been widely used, but the high chromium alloy toughness is poor, easy to break in the absence of support hammer shell, particularly suitable for crushing high hardness materials, such as quartz stone, basalt. 4. Carbide alloy hammer. Carbide alloy hammer compare to other material products, it has higher hardness, bending strength, and impact, better hardness, lower cost. It solved the high manganese material prone to crack, desoldering, collapse mouth, out of blocks and other problems. Hammer crusher components. 1. Hammers. 2. Wear plate. 3. Hammer's disc. 4. Anvil. 5. Rotor shaft. 6. Roller bearing. 7. Outlet grate. 8. Flywheel. Another figure shows hammer crusher components. 1. Roller bearing. 2. Clamping hoop. 3. Side hammer's disc. 4. Hammer's axle. 5. Shaft. 6. Hammer's disc. 7. Hammer. 8. Flywheel. Hammer crusher. The work of the hammer crusher is also continuous, using the hammer head, on the high-speed rotating rotor, to break the stone. Application. It is suitable for crushing, and fine crushing of medium, low hardness and non-abrasive stone, compressive strength, less than 100 megapascal. It can also be used for sand making, when there are great bars, but it has been rarely used. Advantages of hammer crusher. Large crushing ratio, high output, more fine materials. Disadvantages of hammer crusher. The hammer head wears quickly, needs to be replaced frequently, the work is dusty, and the viscous material with moisture content, of more than 12%, cannot pass effectively. Hammer crusher highlights. Function. Impact and percussive action. Action. Continues. Reduction ratio. 50:1. Capacity. 2000 ton per hour, for the double rotor. Application. Primary reduction of medium hard to hard material. In this video, it shows the components of the hammer crusher, and also explains the maintenance process. Sufficient lubrication will prolong the service life of the hammer crusher. Operators should add lubricating oil to the bearing and other wearing parts, and change the oil every 3 months. A mobile inspection and routine maintenance are necessary. The operator should often check the bearing to make sure that the temperature does not exceed 70 degrees, and check whether the bolt is loose and the lubrication system is working properly. Hammer crusher working principle. In the working process of the hammer crusher, the motor drives rotor to rotate at a high speed. When materials are evenly fed into the machine cavity, the high-speed rotating hammer head will continuously impact the material until they are broken into small pieces. After that, the gravity of materials themselves makes them hit against the impact plate and fall on the sieve plate at the bottom of the machine. Materials larger than the size of the sieve hole will remain in the cavity and continue to be broken until reach the crushing size, and then be discharged from the bottom. Thank you for watching, and I hope these courses are helpful to everyone. Subscribing to this channel Cement Industry Courses would be appreciated. Thank you.